Is Ken Lewicki of channelinginc.com, and today's topic I'd like to talk about is how to use free will and channeling to your advantage. Now, I don't know about you, but back in my, teenage years and my rebellious years, early 20s, things like that, I was constantly using free will as a bad thing. And I would self-sabotage my life. I would do things just to spite people, to, get back at them and hurt them. But usually in the end, I would only end up hurting myself. I would be vindictive or vengeful. And again, those things can end up coming back to haunt me and hurting me. And on and on and on and on. And then I had my spiritual awakening in 2004, and I started developing my channeling skills. And now I teach people how to channel for a living, which is really cool, really fun. And as I was developing, it didn't happen right away, but as I was developing, I started to realize that oftentimes when I was rebellious, and I would actually end up hurting myself the most in the end. Like, yes, I could hurt others along the way, but in the end, it was usually me that I was hurting. And then I had to really like look at myself within and say, okay, wait a second. How am I using, like, we have this amazing thing called free will. And free will, it really is a blessing. It's a gift. It really is amazing when you look at it that way. But I started to ask myself, like, how am I using free will to my detriment, like as a bad thing, to sabotage my life, to do things that block me or hinder me or stop me from my growth, or maybe ruin my life, like literally. And I've done this several times, like sometimes intentionally, sometimes not intentionally, and other times where I'm like, I just can't help myself and I have to just keep doing it. And I'm like, no, I don't. And there's this battle, this cognitive dissonance inside, this battle inside. I'm like, no. So what I started to do is like I started to look at free will actually from a different perspective, and I did this with channeling, with help, with my guides' help and assistance. And I started to say, wait a second, Ken, what if I can use free will to my advantage? What if I can use it to benefit me? So, for example, just yesterday, I went to a restaurant, and on that menu, there's a whole bunch of things I could have ordered. But instead of ordering like a greasy cheeseburger and fries, what did I do? I ordered a salad. you know, Instead of ordering, like pizza, which I was driving my pizza shop on the way there, and I was like, oh, I really want pizza. I'm like, no, I'm going to get something that's good for me, that's healthy for me, maybe a soup or, vegetable soup or something like that, that's good for me and healthy for me. So I can use free will for my advantage in so many different ways. You can use it with relationships, with your career, with, decisions like on a day-to-day basis. For me, I'm like, oh, I really want to watch this TV show, this TV series, and I'm like, it's getting really good. And I'm like, no, I need to do business work or things that are going to further advance my career, my spiritual development, my personal growth, maybe meditate, things like that. And so what do? I turn the TV off. Why? Because I use my free will to choose another option. I choose an option that's better for me, that's healthier for me. And so what I'm going to encourage you to do, if you're watching this, try to switch it's called like a paradigm shift, how to switch it from, this is the way you view things, how to switch it from another, and see if you can go ahead and use free will to your advantage and be intentional about it, be purposeful about it, and do this like on a daily, consistent basis. And over the years of practicing this, it will start to get easier. You will be able to become more fluent in it, and more adept in it, and it'll become easier and easier. So my name is Ken Lewicki. If you would like to learn how to channel at really high levels, go to visit my website at channelinginc.com. And I do a whole bunch of really cool, fun spiritual events, including channeling training and certifications, like actual formal training on how to channel. Have a wonderful day. My name's Ken.